another episode of Why I Hate This Movie. I'm your host, Derek Rios. With, as always, my heterosexual life mate, my co-host, Danny Newton. Say hi, Danny.
Hello, Derek. How are you?
I am doing swell. I've been better. So today we're going to be talking about the brand new Batman movie.
Yeah.
With sparkling vampires.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Well, in honor of that,
yeah,
we're going to be talking about Batman and Robin, 1997. And this was atrocious.
It was not the best. It was not the best at all.
This is George Clooney's one and only Batman movie.
Yeah, which is a shame. He really wasn't that bad.
No, he wasn't. Everything else was awful.
Yes, everything else was terrible.
Just jumping in, the first thing we get is just some great crotch shots.
Yeah, the suiting up thing. I didn't really like the direction of this movie at all. Everything felt weird directorially. Like, I don't understand this whole tactical gearing up montage.
Well, that was something that the superheroes always did, right?
Yeah.
They'd have to go, like Superman always went into the phone booth and came out flying.
So,
suited up.
When you look at the way they did this, look at the way superheroes suit up in Marvel. Could you imagine Robert Downey Jr. doing this in Iron Man like this?
Well,
at least his suit up sequence was in the scene and really cool looking at the time, right? This wasn't.
But if they just zoomed in on his metal crotch and metal ass, and of course the bat nipples are back,
yeah.
Which the one before this, Batman Forever, for some reason they decided to give the bat suit nipples.
I didn't care. The bat nipples didn't bother me.
What are they for, Danny?
To breastfeed little batlings. Anyways, I liked the costume designs. I liked actually all the hero and villain costume designs in this movie. Robin's suit was pretty on point. All his color schemes matched and everything. He looked good. Batman, I thought his suit looked good. Poison Ivy, I thought her outfit looked good. The best thing ever was Mr. Freeze. Schwarzenegger looked amazing.
He looked really good. He looked cool.
The way they did his skin tone. Granted, this was back in the 90s, so they couldn't do much with his suit.
Yeah.
But if they translated this suit to today, it'd still look really good. I really liked the character designs.
Okay.
So no, the bat nipples don't bother me as much as it bothers some people.
What about the Batmobile? What do you think about that?
It looked fucking stupid. The Batmobile looked fucking stupid.
So the Batmobile
and the bat ice sled thing or whatever they tried to do looked fucking terrible too.
Yeah, Robin gets a hoverboat.
Yes,
pretty much. It's a big fan engine.
Yes,
propelled vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
But Batman gets that's later. He gets that, and of course he's driving a motorcycle or whatever at the beginning. The vehicle has some type of spinning energy engine.
You know what it looked like? It looked like the back of the Serenity.
Yeah. Okay,
from Firefly. It looked like that whole little engine module, just glowy, spinny shit that makes no sense at all. It's so fucking stupid.
So it's a smaller vehicle this time.
Why would you do this to a Dodge Viper?
It's one seater now, and his head sticks up the top.
Yeah, it does.
There's no top. Sticking right around with his head sticking up. He has a direct line to Gordon, which is pretty advanced in 1997.
Yes. They made a pager reference.
Yep.
How about the bat signal? It's not my pager.
Yeah.
Can't beat me or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, pagers were brand new. Cell phones aren't really a thing yet, but he has Skype on his Batmobile.
Everything around the characters feels stupid. The vehicles feel fucking stupid. The only vehicles that make sense is Robin's motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only fucking vehicle that makes sense. Mr. Freeze's vehicle is fucking ridiculous. It's like this big pod thing that just has spikes on the front of it that shoot out.
It has spikes that launch off and also has a spaceship on the back end.
Why did they give Poison Ivy a vehicle?
I don't know.
Like,
that was part of not the director's fault. Joel Schumacher.
Yeah.
Joel Schumacher's the director. He wanted to go with more of a newer Batman, like a darker, grittier version of Batman. But they were like, nope, we need to sell toys, and that's the only way we're going to make money. And they were trying to squeeze out the last bit of this franchise.
Man, there's so much wrong with this, though, that is his fault. The city architecture is completely stupid. I realize they want to make it look like a comic, but you know what? Modern directors using New York as a stand-in for Gotham makes sense. You got to be able to get around your fucking city. Your city has to make sense.
All the buildings and all the roads are up on stilts.
Yeah.
It's so fucking stupid.
Everything is up in the air like skyscrapers and shit. Just on arches. You can have Gothic architecture in your city, but your city has to make sense how people would commonly walk around.
No one walks. You have to drive everywhere, and then if you're going to walk, you have to go down into apparently the darkness slums.
Yeah, the undercity, I guess.
It's real stupid.
So whenever you look at like Batman Begins, the first Nolan movie, the city makes sense, right? Even though they still have the things that are iconically Gotham like that. Whenever Batman is fighting Ra's al Ghul up in like the train car or whatever at the very end, it looks like classic Gotham with your railway and stuff overhead in the air up high instead of tunneled under.
Yeah.
I think that's what this was kind of going for, but it misses the mark. I can't walk around your town. This isn't very visitor friendly.
No one can. I don't know how you get to any of these buildings.
Batman should just be like Spidey swinging all over the city with his little grapple gun.
Yep.
He shouldn't even be able to drive. Nobody should be able to drive through this town. Roads go nowhere.
You see that a lot of times they don't even use roads. They just drive on statues or something.
Yes.
As the end of the first sequence, they're chasing Mr. Freeze.
There are so many just giant statues and stuff in this city, like old gods kind of like stuff going on. I don't know what these statues are. I guess they're city founders or whatever. Maybe it's the Court of Owls. God, it looks so terrible. The city looks fucking awful.
Also, Batman and Robin are in a nice relationship, but they bicker like an old married couple.
Because they are boyfriend and boyfriend. Bruce Wayne has a fiance.
No, they never get engaged.
Well, Bruce Wayne has a girlfriend in his life that everybody in the city thinks that they're just going to get married tomorrow. Right?
They've been dating for a while,
but she's never at his house. She's never lived with him a day in her life. She is nothing but a cover girl for him to be over here with his little twink boyfriend. This circus child he abducted has just been pounding out ever since.
Adopted, and it's his sidekick.
Yeah, it's his sidekick. Sure. They're friends. They're roommates. Air quotes. They're good friends. Air quotes.
You also see Alfred is sick.
Yes. They go out on their first little dumbass mission after Mr. Freeze, and Alfred immediately has like a heart attack or something.
Well, he's been sick. He has whatever Mr. Freeze's wife has. What, the Lou Gehrig's disease?
No. I think they made it up. I've never heard of this. I can't remember what it's called. But it's only in stage 1, but Alfred's going to die.
Well, stage 1 is the worst stage.
Oh, my bad. But the supervillain has already cured stage 1, so it's fine.
Well, we don't find that out to the end of the movie.
Oh, my bad. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
If you made it to the end of this piece of shit, you're a trooper.
I think Mr. Freeze is the hero of the movie.
So much of this could have been avoided. I was thinking that the entire time I was watching this. So, yeah, Poison Ivy's insane, right? But some of her ideas have merits. You can meet her halfway. She'd probably be fine with it. All they had to do to make Mr. Freeze happy, he didn't have to go and destroy Gotham or nothing. The only reason he wanted to freeze out Gotham is to extort the town council to get the money to fund his research to save his wife, even though saving his wife would be a miracle breakthrough in medicine that they could just charge through the nose for at every hospital in the world.
Well, I don't know, because apparently only 2 people in the world have this disease.
I don't know about that. It's got to be more common.
After looking this up, she has
McGregor's
syndrome, which is fictional.
Yes.
So we don't know how widespread this disease actually is, or what the symptoms are besides death.
Right.
If Alfred doesn't really tell them. Batman knows he's sick, but they don't really know with what.
Yeah.
This whole movie could have been avoided if Alfred had just told Batman, because then Batman would have went to Mr. Freeze and just funded his research from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, I'll help you cure your wife and yourself, and you can have unlimited amounts of money because I'm Bruce Wayne and I have unlimited amounts of money. And
that's pretty much what happens at the end of the movie.
Right.
He funds his research, but he's in jail. His wife is not cryo-frozen. She's just in a tank.
It's meant to be cryogenic, though.
She's in the stasis pod, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it shows her just in like a tank of water, but you got to think that water is supposed to be like liquid nitrogen or some stupid shit.
It's bubbly.
Right? Yeah, it's bubbly. That's the cold part, is the bubbly part.
Oh.
Yeah.
And like all supervillains, they're both created by falling into something.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm. You got to watch where you step.
Anyway, back to this. Bruce Wayne could have funded all this and been fine. All he had to do was to make Poison Ivy happy would be to look at her proposal and tell her straight up, this is going to take time, but you have valid points. We need to invest in, what's that shit? Wind, solar, hydroelectric, and wean ourselves off fossil fuels.
You know, 25 years later?
27. No, yeah, 25.
25
right.
years later, she'd be very upset.
Yes.
Nothing changed.
Nothing at all changed.
So inevitability, she would go on a murder spree. Is this before or this is after? So Uma Thurman is Poison Ivy.
Yes.
And this is after Pulp Fiction, right?
This is after Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
This is before Kill Bill?
Yeah, this is way before Kill Bill. Yeah, it's definitely before Kill Bill.
When was Kill Bill? Was like
2000s.
Early 2000s, right? Yeah.
Her acting in the beginning was real bad.
Her acting throughout this thing was kind of real bad.
But it was fine when she actually became Poison Ivy because she was over the top. So it kind of worked. But it was pretty bad.
The whole thing where she's in the lab
and wagging her finger. The finger wag killed me. When
she's in the labs, he never lets me into his room.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's doing in there.
There's just screams coming from there nonstop. Like, I have no idea what he does in there. It's so weird. And they're in like South America, and the lead scientist, the guy running this program, is taking her venoms, and just injecting them and making the super soldier serum.
Yeah, super soldier serum that makes Banes.
But
he only made the one Bane to auction off, which he's like 2-day free shipping. Beat Jeff Bezos to it. We'll ship your super soldier all over the world.
He also had the super soldier serum idea that Marvel stole for Captain America. Okay?
No. Cap was
DC did it first.
But Cap was way before this.
In the chronological years.
Yes. That matters.
Batman came out before Captain America, the comics.
I thought Tom Hardy took Bane in a completely different direction in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he definitely went with more of like a dumbed down, retarded version of Bane. It's poor Bane. Bane is one of the most feared Batman villains.
Yes.
He breaks Batman.
Yeah. They didn't even break anything on Batman. And they had a fight.
No, he literally, he's just one line. He can only speak one word. He's just dumb muscle.
Yes.
And he just, gun, bomb. Then it just follows people around. And for no reason. I don't know why. I guess he's just too dumb to function without being told what to do. Exit.
Honey. Yeah, poor Bane. He has no self-agency at all.
No. So the scientist takes this criminal who's supposed to be killed or whatever. He's on death row.
Yes.
They take a larger actor. Jeep Swenson is the bigger Bane's name.
Yes.
They put that guy in like a suit, like a weird blow up skin suit with all the veins on it.
Yes.
And they're auctioning him off to the highest bidder, which one of the bidders that wins apparently is just on the phone. They have 6 guys there, all the un-nations, the un-UN is what he was calling them.
Ununited Nations.
Ununited Nations, which if they zoom in on them for a second, if you pause, you can pretty much make out what each of these countries are. It pretty much comprises of, you have Russia, some African warlord, you have a German, China, someone from China, and then Cuba and Middle Eastern, which probably like Iraq.
It's probably like Arab Emirates or Saudi Arabia. Yeah, Saudi Arabia.
Which this is back when all those were kind of like Cuba was a threat, and Russia's not really a threat. It's kind of jokeable, laughable. But
remember when we used to be scared of Russia?
Yeah. Apparently,
that's changed.
Yeah.
Russia's been reduced to a fucking tractor meme.
Yeah, those are all the bad countries.
Yeah.
Even though most of these countries are in the UN, or all these countries are in the UN, right?
Yeah. We buy shit from all of them.
Yeah.
So. How much did they sell them for again? It was like $1 million or something like that, wasn't it? They sell a super soldier pretty cheap.
God. It's a few million or something.
Yeah. I'm not saying.
How much would you pay for Bane, really? Like.
Well, I mean. More than a couple million. It depends on how indestructible he really is, right?
He is very destructible.
Apparently.
All it takes to defeat him is unhooking a hose. So he could just accidentally turn too fast and disconnect the hose, and he's out.
All I have to say about the NPCs in this movie is the fucking pair of balls on every guard in this whole fucking movie. It is unbelievable what they're willing to attack with a billy club. They run up on fucking Bane like they can just take him. They fucking run up on Mr. Freeze like they are in this shit. I'm going to beat him with my club.
Well, all the guards are treated like Looney Tunes characters.
Yes.
And they're just tossed around, and whenever they hit something, they make little boop noises. And
but they want to be in this fight.
Well, you got to have putties to throw around. And speaking of putties, all of Mr. Freeze's goons are straight up just hockey players and masks.
Literally, I've felt like Mr. Freeze's guy should be just going getting kicked in the Z on their chest. Like
they're putties, but from a hockey team. So they just took the NHL.
This is the hockey team from hell.
Yeah. And they're just beating up NHL players.
God.
This first sequence, I could talk about this first scene for a fucking day. It's so absurd.
Go ahead.
So, Mr. Freeze.
Yes.
Is stealing a gym. This absurd sized gym, like 100-carat gym.
He's got to have gigantor diamonds to power his freeze ray.
Yeah, his super freeze ray.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, probably could just sell these gems. Well, you know what? Diamonds are worth nothing. So this now, yeah. He could go to a gold store and get $5 for it. But this multi-million-dollar diamond. He's stealing. He's at a museum stealing this diamond, and they're just freezing everything.
His body count is astronomical.
Well, if you take into account when he actually freezes all of Gotham, he says you have 11 minutes to thaw them, but they're just ice cubes.
No, they're gone. They're gone. You get flash frozen, you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
People aren't goldfish. You know?
No, it freezes them so fast, their brain function freezes too. And their heart freezes.
You could say that as they thaw back out in a piles of mush on the ground. Oh my God. The whole aspect of freezing somebody's like, you have 12 minutes to unthaw him or you'll be dead. It's like
awful Arnold.
It's an awful Arnold. Yeah. Everything is an awful Arnold. Nobody does a good Arnold. No, hit me with your Arnold. Go ahead.
Chill out.
Freeze.
He has the best part of this movie is Mr. Freeze. He has over 20.
Everything he fucking says is a pun.
Over 20 ice puns.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. I wrote down some of my favorite ones. You have the Iceman cometh. What killed the dinos?
The Ice Age.
You're not sending me to the cooler. Stay cool, bird boy. As he freezes Robin. Chill. Cool party. It's a cold town. Always winterize your pipes. He does. Winter has come.
Damn. He does. He did the whole winterize your pipe shit. God damn, that choked me.
Yeah, he was doing the Game of Thrones Winter is Coming.
Yes.
Way before Game of Thrones ever.
Oh, man. He's saying Dan and Dave.
They stole it.
They stole it. I mean, I would believe that.
Fucking Dan and Dave.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
What show are we talking about?
I don't know. I forgot about it.
Me either.
So, as they're fighting, freezing his goons, Batman and Robin, there's also a bunch of guards running around trying to stop him. Which these guards show up and start trying to shoot him, and his armor is just bulletproof. It's kind of funny. Everything around them is just ice cubed.
Yeah.
And they think, it's like, oh, let's take some pop shots at this guy. We can stop him.
But they had guns and they were using them. That was amazing.
Yeah.
They had their clubs and they were trying to hit him. They were trying to rush him.
All the villains just had hockey sticks.
Yeah. This is the most competent set of guards I've ever seen. Just in that aspect alone.
Well, that didn't work out so well for him.
No, it didn't. They're all dead.
So, of course, everything is ice. Anytime he uses the freeze gun, everything in the vicinity turns into an ice setting.
Chill out.
Yeah. The physics in this are just absurd. They're off the chart. Immediately, Batman comes in through the roof, slides down the back of a Bronto like Legolas.
Yes, like Legolas down that fucking big ass elephant's trunk.
Which is laughable. And so this suit, Clooney, he talks about the suit in interviews just being the worst thing. He could barely move in the suit. It weighs 60 pounds.
It did look pretty rigid on him.
And he just said it was miserable. They just prop him up and he'd do the scene and then they cut away. Yeah, that was pretty much all the suits.
Now that you mention it, there wasn't very many physical fights out of him at all.
No, because he couldn't move.
Yeah.
It was a big rubber death trap. A lot of it is just awful special effects. Then they're on ice and they fall down and they pop their heels together and ice skates pop out of their shoes.
Oh, God.
For some reason, they'd have this built in. I don't no idea why you'd ever have this built into your suit. But you know what? They had it. They're always planning ahead. Batman's a smart guy.
Sure he is.
He's like, one day I'm going to fight a guy who's going to make an ice ring.
And then one day I'm going to fight a woman that keeps mind controlling me with pheromones, and then I'll do nothing about it ever. I'm always prepared.
We'll get the fucking Ivy. I want to stick with the good part for now. So in this scene, Arnold takes a guard and just throws him up because his gun's stuck on top of a ledge or something.
Yes!
He throws the guard up, but the guard doesn't come down. He keeps going up as the scene ends. As you see him like hit the gun and knock it off.
Thank you.
He's like, thank you. And the guy's still going straight up.
Fucking launches that dude into orbit.
Yeah. He's just gone. He never comes back down.
God.
Out the fucking roof. And Robin busts in through the wall to help Batman on his bike.
Yes.
And on a normal motorcycle, effectively.
Yeah.
It's like a special armored motorcycle.
Yeah, but essentially it's just a regular bike.
When he busts through the wall, it leaves his Robin symbol in the wall.
God, stupid.
But you can see it just pre-cut as he hits it. It just falls out. And then Freeze gets the diamond, hops in his vehicle, which turns into a rocket.
Yes.
I have no idea why. This doesn't make any sense. His whole thing is he gets Batman on the rocket, and then they launch into space, and then he parachutes down on a glider. And his whole idea is like, you're just going to freeze to death up here. He freezes Batman's arms to the wall.
What are you saying, that if this movie was canonically right, they should pass the guard
Yeah. Well,
up there?
Yeah. The guard, still floating out there somewhere. Rockets aren't cheap, Danny.
I'm sure they are.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ask Elon Musk. He's got a whole bunch of them.
Okay.
Ask Bezos. He's got plenty.
This fucking $30 rocket. These millions of dollars he spent on this vehicle that shoots a rocket.
He could have just bought a fucking diamond.
Yeah, he could have bought the diamond. He could have funded his research. But he specifically has a ship that he just launches into space just to freeze Batman to death. It makes no sense. The whole sequence doesn't make any fucking sense. And Robin's just clinging to the side and climbs in and rescues Batman.
They're spending so much money you're right. They're spending so much money throughout this entire movie on situations that money could easily solve.
Yeah. The whole reason all this is happening is so he can be funded to make money. But the amount of money he is spending on his gadgets is astronomically more than he's going to make.
Oh my God.
So this whole sequence
is an IKEA spaceship, okay?
Yeah.
It didn't come pre-assembled. He had to build it himself.
Well, it doesn't matter if
the assembly part is the expensive part.
It's only got to make one trip. So Robin saves Batman.
Yes.
And then they parachute down.
Yeah.
Which at full speed without chutes. Whatever. They're fine.
Yeah.
They're like halo jumping.
Yes.
Then Mr. Freeze freezes Robin.
Yes.
And the look on Robin's face is just amazing. Whatever just sculpture they use. Did you see the look on his face?
It was something. Yes.
It was like a fish. It looks so fake. And it was not a human being. What was the spaceship supposed to do something? Batman blows it up with the...
Yeah, it was supposed to detonate and, I don't know, freeze Gotham.
With what?
I don't know. But I do remember Clooney being like, Freeze, if this thing detonates over Gotham, it'll kill hundreds of thousands of people or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah.
But there's nothing on board that seems like it's...
Maybe it's just because it's blowing up. Maybe it doesn't freeze anything, but still.
It's not a bomb.
Why not just fucking threaten the city with that?
Batman blows it up. It's not like the spaceship is a bomb. It's not a missile. It's a spaceship. It doesn't make any sense. And then he uses a bat bomb.
Yes.
To blow it up, which anything Batman uses, you have to put bat on the front of it.
Well, I wish he would stick a bat gun in his bat mouth. This movie would have been a lot bat shorter.
Yeah. Well, later they're going to be using the bat dildos.
Oh, God.
The bat strap on. The bat on.
They're going to bat peg each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was saying there was some docking involved later. And it wasn't with the vehicle.
Executing a docking procedure. Oh, get low the bat wing, bitch.
Oh, Batman and Robin. They don't have parachutes. They literally surf down on doors from the spaceship. They use these doors as surfboards.
Just remember when your plane falls out of the sky.
Yeah, just take the door off.
Just rip a door off.
You'll just ski down the city or buildings. And
like Legolas on a shield.
Mr. Freeze gets away. It's tragic.
No shit. He spent enough money, he should fucking get away.
Well, he's got to go rob some banks now to make money to spend to try to come Batman again.
God, man, why don't these people just rob banks?
Whatever happened to a good old-fashioned bank robbery?
I know, right? Fuck me.
It's just not practical. You don't make enough money. These banks will keep enough money in
Well,
them.
when you fucking using millions of dollars worth of equipment and spaceships and shit, of course you're not going to get enough from the vault.
It cost me $8 million to rob this bank that has $250,000 in it. Then we get introduced into Ivy's character.
Yes.
And of course, we talked about the lab scene.
Yeah.
While Bane is raging and murdering the guards, the doctor walks off and leaves him. And he's just talking to Ivy and pretty much like, oh, Ivy, you're going to be subservient to me.
Mm-hmm.
And she rejects him. And so he murders her. He pushes her into a grave, effectively. That's just acids and stuff.
Plant toxins and
plant
chemicals.
toxins, yeah. After a bit, she erupts out of the earth and names everything that happened that's changed about her body.
My skin is filled with chlorophyll and blah, 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 blah.
My lips are poison.
Isn't she just a fucking druid? Doesn't she just talk to plants?
Yeah. She's just a shitty druid.
She's a wild druid like Aquaman is a sea druid.
She's a hedge witch.
She's a hedge witch.
It's so awful. Her acting before that, where she's just telling him he's crazy and he's going to pay. She's just like over the top, just wagging her finger at him. She's like,
just pull out a gun and shoot him. Even the guards are that smart.
So she just goes around and it's like, I'm going to kill humanity because they're killing the earth.
Yeah.
And that's the only option.
Right.
Get rid of humans, save the earth.
She's very bland. She's over the top. She's not a very good developed character at all.
There's no development.
It's like she's an afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, they felt the need to shove more shit in here. Poison Ivy's an afterthought. Bane's definitely an afterthought.
I don't even know why Bane starts following her around. I guess because she's just the only living thing left in the room.
And the only time we're probably ever going to talk about her, Batgirl, is definitely an afterthought.
Batgirl was pretty much cut out of the movie altogether. She has a few scenes, and she only has one scene where she's actually in the Batgirl outfit. It takes her the whole movie to figure it out, right?
Right.
But even then, she has two other scenes. She shows up at the mansion, like, oh, my uncle's dying. I want to save him. He's been so kind to me.
Then they had the motorcycle scene.
They had the motorcycle scene.
Do you think the only reason that they included any Batgirl scenes at all is because they promised Coolio he was going to be in this movie?
Was Coolio in this movie?
Oh my God. Yes. You didn't notice Coolio?
No.
He's the motorcycle head gang member or whatever. When they're placing their bets or whatever.
Yeah.
He was the one taking their bets.
But no, I don't think that's why they left her in. A lot of her scenes were deleted because Alicia Silverstone, she was pretty bad. she was pretty awful. But on top of that, she apparently put on some weight and couldn't fit into the outfit anymore.
Yep.
So they cut a lot of her scenes from the movie because they couldn't film them.
Yep.
So
partway through, she become a thick girl.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just change the fucking outfit.
No, Derek, we can't do something fucking obvious.
Oh. So yeah, she has her one fight scene at the end of Poison Ivy, and she's just like female empowerment.
She kicks her into a plant, and the plant eats Poison Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Doesn't she fucking control plants?
That doesn't make any sense.
At all. It's so fucking stupid.
I guess because...
How did you like Robin's little fucking reverse camera work in the pool of water, by the way, because that was the most blaring fucking edit I've ever seen in anything. When they just fucking reversed the film on him coming up and out of the water.
Yeah.
So it's him taking a breath because the fight scene is taking so fucking long.
Mm-hmm. He's just drowning with a weed around him.
Yes.
Seaweed.
She can control the seaweed. Can't control this fucking plant that she was sitting in moments ago.
You know, the plant's a carnivore, and it was hungry.
She was sitting in this plant.
It's not like it killed her. She was live
moments ago. It shouldn't have attacked her.
I don't understand it either, Danny. She showed weakness.
Oh.
And it was trying to dominate.
Must be that.
You give woman a bad name.
Oh my God.
That Batgirl's arc is literally, she shows up, starts stealing their vehicles to race, throws one off a cliff. It's fine. We have more. And she's there to help. She has a junkie, like thrill junkie addiction.
Yeah.
Alfred is this kind old man. He's just like, hey, I need you to find my brother. Give him this information. It has all the information on Batman.
Never open it.
Never. It's only for family. And she's like, I'm family. I'm opening it. Just immediately betrays him.
You're a bad judge of character, Alfred.
Yeah. She's not a good person.
No. Not
and then
at all.
She shows up and is just like, oh yeah, I'm part of the team now. And Batman's like, all right. You know, he has one line with her until the end of the movie.
Yeah. Batman is very uncaring about the civilian population in this movie.
Oh yeah. He doesn't care.
I think the scientists during that infight scene is the blaring example of how little Batman gives a fuck about the people of Gotham. They get frozen.
Mm-hmm.
They get thawed out. And then there's dangling off the side of his telescope as he fucking swings it around and shoots lasers out of it and shit.
Well, he doesn't have time to save them.
You guys all right? You guys hanging on? Good. That's all he gives a fuck about them.
He's just worried about his relationship with Robin. That's his main problem in this movie, okay?
Oh my God. He needs to go pound out his little twink boy.
But back to Ivy.
Yes. She's got pheromones and everybody wants to fuck Ivy.
She goes around this movie with pheromones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's just constantly blowing into the face of Batman using her lure.
Yes.
And he has no idea how she's doing this. She's like, oh, it's like I can't stop thinking about her. She's blowing into your face every time.
I'm the world's greatest detective.
And then to fix it, they don't do anything.
Nothing at all.
They just magically overcome it. Robin's he's just like, hey, she's going to kill you. Okay. I love you. And then he puts some rubber lips on.
Think about it logically, Robin. You're gay.
Yeah.
I'm gay. We're gay together.
So it doesn't really say.
You don't want a woman.
Exactly. It shouldn't work on them at all because they're gay. Because I don't think it has an effect on women. It's just opposite sex, right?
Right.
But you think since they don't like women,
right,
that it wouldn't have any effect on them.
Right.
But maybe it affects everyone.
I thought they were going to do something cool with her powers, and they don't. She should really mind control all the guards. There's like 2 scenes where there's just a room full of guards.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially a room full of disposable people for her to mind control.
Yep.
She should have just mind controlled all those people and then beat the shit out of Batman with them.
It's not mind control. It's just infatuation, right? They're just like, oh, she's really pretty. Yeah, I'll do what you want. But it's borderline mind control. It's on the level to where like they'll just do whatever and not think twice.
Yes.
But they never do. Even when she busts Mr. Freeze out, you know, after Mr. Freeze gets captured, the second encounter with Batman and Robin.
He's like, oh, pheromones, interesting. I don't have sinuses anymore. Ha Or some stupid shit.
They work by heating up the blood, and he's too cold for that.
I'm cold-hearted.
Yeah.
Chill out.
And of course, she's like, oh, this guy, he's perfect, apparently.
Yeah.
Even when she's breaking him out, she gets this scene, and like walks into Gotham. Mm-hmm. And then has Bane just barrel through everything anyways and get the suit there. And then they lock themselves inside the prison room, the cell room.
Yeah.
I don't think cell room's locked from the inside. That's not really how gels work.
I guess this one does.
It doesn't make any sense.
Mr. Freeze is where this movie is at its best. By far. And it's not even that I like Schwarzenegger, right? It's just that Schwarzenegger in some of these scenes is kind of delivering a performance. There's a couple situations where he is in real pain. When they first lock him in that cell, right?
Yeah.
And he ventures outside of the cold zone or whatever, right?
If it was
and
that cold,
starts dying.
those guards would freeze to death.
And when he starts dying like that, his color changes, his eyes get bloodshot and stuff like that. And his performances in those scenes are actually kind of good.
Yeah, he does a good job.
When he's telling off the guards, like, I'm going to suffer here for a long time, but you're not going to live to see it kind of shit, right? The part where he makes the little ice sculpture of his wife, I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
The other scene at the very end where his like suit's broken and he's dying and Bruce Wayne's talking to him. Those scenes are really good. Arnold does a really good job.
Yeah.
Arnold's too good for this movie. Right?
I cannot believe that this is our first Arnold movie. I love Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. That's why I think this movie was, there had to have been so many fucking scripts written for this movie.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And I guarantee you the main script that was written for this movie was just Mr. Freeze.
Well, Schumacher wanted a darker movie.
Yes.
And I mean, everything's so goofy back then. Even the other movies are pretty goofy and like childish.
This movie, I mean, it is real bad goofy.
But Warner Brothers, I think Warner Brothers did this, right?
Yes.
They were just like, no, you have to put all these silly over the top toys and vehicles and gadgets in. That way we can sell toys.
Yes.
Because that's their moneymaker back then. That's really it.
Whenever we get the better scenes with Arnold like that, I can forgive all the stupid pun shit.
Yeah. Well, the pun stuff was the best part.
But we never get any good scenes with any of these other characters that I can forgive how stupid their other shit is, because all their shit is stupid. Batgirl should just not have been in it at all.
No, Batgirl should not have been in it.
Poison Ivy, like I said, should just not have been in it at all.
No, she really didn't need to be in it.
She was just more in the way people.
Well, Poison Ivy has to try to murder his wife because she's jealous.
They could have just done it. Batman the Animated Series, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't there like a point where, I might be remembering this completely wrong because it's been 2 decades ago since I've actually sat down and watched the series, right? But wasn't there a point where Mr. Freeze is fighting Batman and Batman actually does inadvertently somehow destroy the tube that his wife is in? I
think so, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. Mm-hmm. I could be completely wrong about that, but that's how I remember it.
I think Batman doesn't. I think Mr. Freeze accidentally.
Yeah. During their fight, Mr. Freeze accidentally kills his own wife. Yeah, that's how it went. Mm-hmm. They could have just done that, right?
They could have, and it would have been
a better movie.
It would have been much more powerful.
Yeah,
instead of just Poison Ivy being greedy and like, oh, I just want him to myself.
They could have easily made Mr. Freeze the first Thanos-esque character.
Well,
easily. He's fighting Batman. He inadvertently kills his wife. He puts all that fucking hatred and grief onto Batman and wants to just destroy everything.
Yeah.
Since he can't have her. How perfect would that have been? How fucking too easy would that have been?
Nah, man. We got to bring in all this silliness.
It just...
Sell some toys.
Mr. Freeze deserves another shot.
I would be down. Arnold would be able to do it.
No. I mean... But a Mr. Freeze story deserves another shot. Every other Batman character has been done so many fucking times.
I mean, Joker's always the big one.
Yes.
Which that seems to be the direction that the new movies are going.
Right. And we can't do Croc because he got killed in the Suicide Squad.
But those Batman movies don't really coincide at all with the DCU.
What about the new The Batman?
That's what I'm talking about.
It doesn't at all?
No, supposedly they're bringing back Affleck for the Justice League movies.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
So he's not supposed to actually, as far as I know, none of that's supposed to be involved in what's going on in Justice League.
Well, over here where we have the good Batman movie, then we need a Mr. Freeze story.
Yeah.
because we could have a very deep Mr. Freeze story, and it'd be really good. If this is a template and it's a fucking piss poor bad template, and it still has very good notes, we can make a really good movie.
What they did with Riddler was really interesting. It was a really good story.
Yeah.
But they could have just cut out some slow parts of the movie and really just lighten it up.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be dark and raining the entire fucking movie. And that movie would have been decent. Like, it would have been better. It was fine. It was a good movie. But like, it was like every other Batman movie, just dark and brooding.
Yeah.
And they just try to hide everything in darkness, right?
Yes.
But I like it was more like Sherlock Holmes.
It very much was. He was the world's greatest detective.
Instead of just goofy over the top superhero.
This movie, this movie blared the hero theme or the villain theme with no in between from start to finish.
Yeah,
as loud as they possibly fucking could.
Every action scene, it was just super loud, intense music, and then you'd have to turn the volume all the way up.
And it never really come out of that.
The dialogue and the other scenes.
There was like one 30-second scene with Alfred, like twice.
Yeah.
That it finally cut the music back. That one like 20, 30-second scene with Mr. Freeze, it cut the music back a little bit. That's it. It blared hero or villain music the entire fucking time. How did they think this was a good thing?
That's just what you did back in the day, man. I don't know.
Fucking hell. This movie was nauseating. This movie was literally nauseating. I had to pause it and get up and walk away from it.
I had to pause the movie after Alfred said Master Dick talking about Robin.
I did. I laughed. I laughed like a little child.
I don't know what it was. I don't remember laughing at that as a child.
Every time that old man said Dick,
yep,
I giggled real hard.
Would Master Dick be joining us?
Every time,
I'm sure he will.
Every time Clooney said it, I also laughed just as hard because Clooney said it not as though it was his name, but as though he was calling him a dick.
Which I'm sure he was. The whole movie just was Robin being...
Half of Clooney's lines started, listen here, dick.
Yeah. So Robin's whole character is he just wants to be his own man and not live in Batman's shadow and not be the boy's sidekick.
Right.
Which, I mean, in the comics, eventually he goes off and becomes Nightwing.
Dude, wouldn't it have been really cool if this would have been the actual start of that and he just went off to form the Titans?
It would have been better.
Yeah.
If they actually split up at the end and just leave Batgirl out of it.
Yeah.
She was pointless.
God, this could have been a good movie.
No, I couldn't have.
Yeah, you're right. I think we're sitting here writing a better movie in our heads than this could have ever been.
And of course, Robin's just like super fucking horny the entire movie.
God, I mean, he's not exactly wrong. I mean, Ivy's all right.
Yeah, I mean, he's going after Ivy and the whole time. And then he's like, oh, Batgirl, hell, please be here for me. Just pining after her.
He
chasing
can't
her
help
on
it.
Motorcycles.
He can't help
stalking
it.
her.
He's confused. After he got hit with the pheromones, he's just like, do I really like penis?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's how powerful Ivy was. She turned him straight. She's as powerful as Jesus.
Slightly.
Slightly straight.
He bends in both directions now.
I like the ball scene where Ivy first shows up and hits him with a pheromone.
God.
Afterwards, she's just walking around monologuing about her evil plans. Just in the middle of the ball. It's so stupid.
Steps out of a fucking gorilla suit. Why are you in a gorilla suit? It was a jungle. You could have just been in like a fucking plant.
It was a pink gorilla suit.
You could have just been in a ghillie suit.
Nah, man. Monkey business. Let's stop monkeying around, Bane.
Monkey.
Holy shit, bro.
Poor Bane.
So this is the same scene where Batman's laying a trap.
Yeah.
By auctioning off their gym, their family gym, which is, did you catch the name?
No, I missed it. I'm sorry.
It's called the Heart of Isis.
Yes. Yes, it is. It sure is. That's before ISIS was.
That didn't age that well, huh?
That's before ISIS was a terrorist group.
They were also selling women.
Yes.
At this auction.
Mm-hmm. Human trafficking.
They didn't say what they're selling them for. They just had an auction and there were women up there, which one of them was African American.
Yes.
Which is kind of fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Magnolia.
Yes. Yeah.
That old white guy really wanted a piece of Magnolia.
Not as bad as Batman and Robin wanted Ivy, though. So much that Batman had to bust out the Bat card. The Bat credit card.
Okay, man. Here's the
nipples
thing.
might not be an issue. Bat credit card doesn't bother you.
You got to compare that to everything else stupid we've already saw up to this point, and does it really surprise me?
Yeah. Yeah, it's so fucking stupid. Think of the logistics behind it. Do you think any bank is actually going to insure Batman?
No.
How does that work?
Nobody.
How does he sign for this card?
Jackie Chan can't even get insurance. Okay? So fucking no. Batman's not being insured by anybody. So.
He's not going around signing checks and has a credit card and a line of credit.
Fucking another
Batman.
$1 million check signed Batman. Yeah. That's the 15th one today.
They might as well sat up there and yelled at each other. I'm Bruce Wayne. I'm Robin or whatever.
Dick Grayson. Yep.
I'm Dick Richard. I don't know how Richard translates it.
$3 million. You don't have it, kid. No, but I'll get it from you.
No,
you won't.
You're bidding me up. It doesn't work. That's my money. Suck my dick.
Yes, Daddy. I think, if Batman and Robin weren't gay, Poison Ivy would have won.
What if one of those guards had been gay and the pheromones just didn't work?
What if they let women be cops back then? Nonsense.
Huh.
Women can't have jobs.
Oh, this is before women had jobs, isn't it? You're right.
This is Mad Men.
Oh, shit. The bike race.
Yeah, God.
Every movie with an illegal street race scene does this same thing where...
So Fast and Furious.
Yeah, Fast and Furious does this. Everyone, not the first one. The first one, they were just drag racing.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much all the other ones, they have some point in there. Some illegal street race.
Right.
There's never any indicators of the route that these people are supposed to take.
Yeah, for real.
There's no, I don't expect them to go around hanging signs, but they don't map out like, hey, we're going this block, this block, this block. No, it's totally obscure, random path, and it's even barricades that they're going through at some point.
You know what I like about this race compared to others? Zabulba actually won.
Yeah, he did win. You're right.
After he threw a wrench through her motorcycle, he actually won this pod race.
Not only did it cost them $2,500 apiece to enter the race.
I don't know. Dick Grayson didn't even fucking pay. He got
paid
in line.
to the side, apparently. Okay. He paid on the side. The Coolio. And then they also lose their expensive bikes.
Right.
They both throw their bikes off a cliff.
Fuck it. We got more.
Which is, that's just the road.
Actually, they don't throw their expensive bikes off a cliff.
Batman's.
They both throw Bruce Wayne's bikes off a cliff because she was stealing his motorcycle.
Yeah. And she's just like, I got lots of money. I made lots of money drag racing. It's fine. Or street racing.
Why don't you just steal directly from Bruce Wayne?
Yeah.
Yeah, cut out the middleman.
That's what she's doing already. And of course, the bridge is out. But this is just a bridge over the town. The bikes literally fall down into the city. But everything's on fucking stilts. So they go off road and it's just pure death because that's everywhere off road in this movie is just a drop into the infinite abyss.
Yes. It's like Super NES. It's like F-Zero.
Yep.
If you ever get off the track, you just explode.
Yep. You can't. It's like they're playing Mario Kart.
Yep.
And they're on Rainbow Road.
Yep.
Gotham was built on Rainbow Road. It's just the stupidest.
Oh God.
And then the final scene is they're at the Gotham Observatory that they're financing, they're building.
That's fucking on top of a statue, on top of probably a skyscraper, that's on top of probably another skyscraper.
Yeah. Well, it's on top of stilts.
It's on top of another 2 skyscrapers with a bridge between them to hold up that one skyscraper.
It shows it, and it's like in the middle of the town, right?
Gotham's a fucking Jenga tower. Somebody's going to knock that one block out at the bottom, and the whole damn thing's just going to fall over sideways.
God, I hope so.
They fall off that observatory for so fucking long.
They do. It shows it in the middle of town.
Yeah.
But then
But it's like a cliff or something.
There's a huge cliff into a river. Everything has a cliff and a river beside it.
In the middle of this fucking city.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know where the cliff comes from, but Arkham's Asylum's on a cliff.
Yes.
With the river. So this is on a cliff with the river
Fucking
too.
Arkham Asylum looked like something the Greyjoys live in.
Yeah.
On the Iron Islands over there.
Yeah, that's nice.
Jesus.
With the prison doors that lock from the inside. That way the prisoners can feel safe.
Yeah. They lock their own doors.
So the guards can't get in and beat them.
Oh my God. I like when she's like, Bane, exit. And then they finally knock a hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a sheer drop into a river. And she seems surprised by this.
Yeah,
as though
fine.
she
They
didn't have
jump
to
out.
climb up here.
They jump out. That's fine, right?
No.
I love Bane's falling animation. I don't understand why he's following her in this movie. Well, that guy that made me this way, that I hated and probably wanted to kill, is dead. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way. He's wearing a mask. It's not like her pheromones work on him.
Right.
That's what's powering him.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Maybe it's because he's part plant and she controls plants.
Oh.
Except for that last one that ate her.
Yeah.
She didn't control that one.
She lost a battle, so she got shamed and the plants disowned her. She had the little plant. It looked like the Pet Shop of Horrors plant.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fly trap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe that was a prequel to.
No.
No, this is a prequel, huh? No?
No.
The telescope scene at the end is the final fight scene.
Yes.
Which, when he first shows up, the scientist is just like, who the heck is this guy? Who is this lunatic?
As if they wouldn't instantly know.
And he's got a big ice suit and he's freezing stuff.
And he's had to have been all over the fucking news.
Everyone in the town knows about this diabolic villain, Freeze. And this scientist has no idea who this guy is.
I love the scientists. What was it? After they were unthawed and the telescope swings around and hits them
Yeah.
and they grab onto it, it's like, not again.
Yeah. No. I wrote that quote down. It was amazing. Yeah, he says, it's one of those days.
Yes.
It's one of those days. So, no, this is not a normal day. It's not one of those days.
Oh
This isn't just, I'm having a bad day. No, you got frozen and then thawed. They got frozen, right?
These two scientists are in this movie
Mm-hmm.
for as long as Batgirl is.
Pretty much. And yeah, they're super strong because they hold on to this telescope
While it's swinging around and everything else.
Yep.
When it crashes through the side of the observatory,
They're still hanging on.
they are still hanging on. In my mind, I just was like, these people just went squish. But nope,
No.
they're okay.
Which he also uses. So Mr. Freeze takes over the telescope.
Yes.
And the way it works is it's supposed to be, it bounces off satellite signals so it can see anywhere in the world.
Yes.
Mirrors, right? On satellites?
Yeah.
That's not how telescopes work.
It's the telescope equivalent to Hayden Fox's echolocation in Batman the Dark Knight.
Normally, they're just pointing at the sky.
Yes.
That's how telescopes work. They look up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he points it down at the city and starts freezing everything.
There's a lot of things that is just baffling.
Well,
The fact that he uses it as a freeze ray.
yeah.
The fact that Batman uses it as a heat ray. And then when that doesn't work, Batman just shows Gotham, I can glass your fucking city anytime I want. And just fucking turns his laser satellites down onto the town.
Yeah.
It really looked like a shot out of Halo and the Covenant glassing a planet. And Batman's just like, yep, we won.
Actually, I got a better reference for you.
Mm-hmm.
Geostorm.
Oh, God.
Batman has created a geostorm. Like he's heating up the planet because the sunrise wasn't for a couple more hours. So he uses these satellites to redirect sunlight and to heat up spots of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So that he should have created a geostorm.
He has too much power. Right?
Pretty much.
He thaws out Gotham with death lasers from above. That's terrifying. Are we sure Batman's not the villain?
Oh, I told
Bruce
you.
Bruce Wayne's the villain, right?
Yeah. Batman and Robin are what causes most of these issues. And it's really Mr. Freeze that's the hero.
Yeah.
He's trying to stop them. He gets sidetracked by Poison Ivy murdering his wife and blaming it on Batman. But then at the end of it, he's pretty much a good guy. He's serving a sentence. He's curing, diseases and he's, I don't know, beating up Poison Ivy in jail.
Yes. Apparently. Oh my God. Yeah. Mr. Freeze is a hero. Fucking hero.
So they defeat the kids. Robin and Batgirl beat Bane by just unplugging his hose. And he shrinks to his
normal size.
Batgirl kicks Ivy into her plant and it eats her.
They gotta let this bitch one up everybody.
He negotiates with Mr. Freeze and tells him that his wife's not dead, so he gives up. If Alfred wasn't dying of this exact same disease,
he wouldn't have gave a shit.
He wouldn't have given a shit. That if Alfred wasn't dying of this disease and him having the cure on him and giving it to Batman,
I'm really surprised he just didn't rip it off of him and fucking kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what should have happened. But because he's like, oh, well, he saves pretty much my father figure. He's my dad, as we see through the flashback throughout the entire movie.
Which were decent scenes. I did like those a little.
They felt weird, but it was fine. But yeah, he wouldn't have cared if Alfred didn't have that disease, the Gregor's syndrome. He would have just been like, okay, well, whatever.
God, and he really is just a selfish asshole through this entire movie.
Yeah,
yeah.
He doesn't care about Robin's wants and needs.
He's really upset.
He doesn't care about
that Robin might like girls now.
He doesn't like his fiance. His what do they call the cover?
He doesn't even know her name. Because I don't know her name. It
wasn't Barbara. It was Michelle or something. I don't know. It's some generic name. Yeah, she was like, I'm ready to get married. I'm ready to take the next step. And he's like,
no.
Just thinks about me. You don't know.
Yeah. Not fuck this little boy over here. You probably know that, though. I think everybody in Gotham knows that.
How we've never had sex or you've never come to my house. But it's fine.
She rings the doorbell. Alfred's just like, oh, you don't have a penis. Goodbye. That's not what Mr. Wayne likes around here.
No, I'm sure Alfred knows about their arrangement.
Alfred's been, air quotes, cleaning up after him for the last 30 years.
I love how, because Batgirl, the one other scene she's in, says that she went to Cambridge and, well, of course, she dropped out because she was illegally racing motorcycles after her parents' death.
She's into illegal street racing.
Yeah.
It worked out well for Vin Diesel.
It did. Yeah. She should probably stick with that business.
Mm-hmm.
Career choice. But she was going for computer science. So that makes her a computer genius.
Yes.
So she saves the day when the machine's broken and Batman's like, let's go take a computer genius to fix this. And she's just like, boop, boop. Yep, it's good. And, and Robin's like, you have to do this upside down. I don't understand it. Going to be able to do this. And she's like, no, boop, boop, and flips the screen. But goddamn, she's good. It's a good thing they brought her.
Yeah.
The computer genius.
It's a Unix system. I know this. Virtual interactive CD-ROM. Fucking Lex over here used Red Hat once. It's fine.
That would make more sense. That makes a lot more sense than this.
Oh my God.
If you had some little nerd out there installing fucking Linux systems and working on them, it makes a lot more sense that they'd know how to operate this shit.
Why is Wayne Enterprises so cheap they fucking used Ubuntu on their systems?
Because they couldn't afford to pay Microsoft.
I can't transcribe this code. It's an open office.
I watched this with subtitles.
Yes.
And the first time they mention Mr. Freeze's name by his actual name, not his villain name.
Yeah.
It said fries. And I was confused. And I was like, that must be a typo.
Yeah.
And then there's like Nora fries. And I was like, they keep saying freeze and spelling it fries. So I had to look it up, and it's accredited as spelt like fries. Apparently that's how you pronounce freeze.
I literally texted you the screenshot and was like, what the fuck is this?
That's how you spell freeze, my man.
Oh my God. Also in the subtitles as well, all that shit where she's finally in the Batgirl suit and they're talking about, we should just fucking kill her or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They cut all that out of the subtitles, by the way.
Yeah.
There's no mention of murdering her in the subtitles.
So Clooney and the director have both openly apologized for this movie.
As they should.
Clooney has not only apologized, he was worried after this movie came out that he ended the franchise, that he killed Batman, and that was going to be the last Batman movie and no one would ever touch it again.
Yeah, they really had like a James Bond thing going on with their Batman back then.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had 3 different Batmans?
Yeah.
Over those 4 movies?
Keaton, Kilmer, and Clooney.
God, it took years. It took quite a few years, right? Almost 10 years before we got...
Batman Begins was 6-ish?
Was it? Yeah, so almost 10 years.
Yeah, some in there.
And of course, they went with the more darker, which I enjoy a lot more than these goofy, cheesy comic movies, which, I mean, I enjoyed these as a kid, though. When I was young, I liked this movie. I knew it was bad. I remember watching it and being like, okay, this is kind of dumb, but it had Arnold, who I loved, who was one of my favorite actors at the time, because all the 90s action movies I used to watch.
Yeah.
And I didn't know much about Clooney, but I mean, I was a big Batman fan, so.
I had never saw this movie until this week.
I don't even know how that's possible.
I watched the other ones.
Yeah.
But I never saw this movie until this week.
It spared your childhood, I guess.
I have the lingering fear in the back of my mind that what if I would have saw this when I was a kid? Would I have liked this when I was a kid?
Yeah.
Would I have liked this so much that it would have changed me as the adult I am today? Would I not be the same man I am today if I would have saw this back then?
No, you just forgot about it. It's just forgettable. It's just real bad.
Would this have changed the course of my entire life?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, you could be a supervillain now. you might have ended up being a supervillain.
I've been the only one at the time going, Mr. Freeze is right.
Yeah. No, Poison Ivy's right. We got to kill all these humans.
Mm-hmm. That's how it starts.
125 million budget.
Oh.
125 million.
Oh, you're kidding me. Jesus.
The opening was 43 million. Domestic, 107 total. Worldwide, it made almost 240 million.
Barely.
I mean, it doubled. Almost doubled.
Almost doubled.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
It was a success. The real money, though, is I'm sure they made millions and millions of dollars off toys.
I think that Wonder Woman 1984 is much like this movie. I think that's kind of a good comparison because this movie released and there was nothing shielding the world from how much of a piece of shit it was. So it killed an entire franchise, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, we have Wonder Woman 1984 over here that had a mysterious virus shielding it from being put in theaters. So nobody could see how fucking terrible it was. So it hasn't killed the franchise yet.
Maybe.
So if COVID never existed, Warner Brothers and DC probably be close to fucking dead now.
I mean, they're starting to do better stuff.
They are. James Gunn's trying really hard.
Yeah.
At least somebody fucking is.
This movie is also very long.
Yes, it is.
Compared to
movies at the time.
Yeah.
This movie is real long.
Most of them try to get a sharp. Any flop like this is just a sharp hour and a half. And you're done, in and out, forgivable. But this is over 2 hours. This is 2 hours and 10 minutes runtime. Yeah. God, it was just so long.
You felt it. When we watched The Batman, it was a long movie.
That was 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
It was slow and dark.
But I never found myself looking at the clock.
No. Because it was interesting, intriguing enough.
Yes. I found myself looking at the clock on this one.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I watched fucking any Lord of the Rings movie. I never really found myself looking at the clock.
Extended edition, 4 hours.
Extended editions.
Yeah.
Fucking
sign me up.
Throw them like a champ, right? This felt longer than extended version of Return of the King. This felt so much longer than that.
The last scene of that, though, is pretty awful. It's 30 minutes of them taking turns blowing Frodo. Just fucking let him die. That was the last 30 minutes of that movie.
Are you sure we watched the same movie?
Maybe I got the extended version.
I think yours was a darker rating than mine.
Oh.
Just 30 minutes of blowing Frodo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure each major character walked in. Well, anything else you'd like to discuss about this extraordinary piece of art?
I pretty much said it. Mr. Freeze was solid. If they would have kept this movie as a conflict between Batman and Robin and Mr. Freeze, not had Poison Ivy, not had Bane, not had the dumb shit with Alfred, not had just anything to do with Batgirl.
What about the putties?
I mean, the putties could have still been fine, right? You got to give Robin something to do.
There you go.
The putties are for Robin. There shouldn't be situations where there's just like a fucking pile of guards over here cluttering up the screen. It's okay to have some putties for Robin to fight. He's a lower tier character. He should be fighting lower tier villains.
Whoa. He has just as much capability as Batman. He's just maybe not as smart.
Oh my God. Anyways.
He's definitely more flexible.
That's what Bruce says. Listen here, dick. But
that's Master Dick to you.
Oh. Samuel L. Jackson's like, I don't remember making you a master. You're on this council. There's visually stuff I liked. That's all I can say about this movie. There is visually stuff I liked. I liked all their costume designs.
Yeah, some of the sets were neat.
People can be upset over bat nipples and stuff like that if they want. But, you know, their costumes were the right color tones. No, they weren't that flashy.
Real tight. Yeah,
real tight. Especially around the cod piece.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's like it was molded out of plastic.
Yeah. That was what gets me going.
I guess Bane is the worst looking villain.
Yeah, it's just some guy in a blow-up suit.
Yeah. Everything else about this movie was just bad. The writing was bad. After just isolatingly watching Arnold Schwarzenegger's stuff with Freeze, he would have been the right actor. If they would have actually tried to make a good movie, he would have been the right actor.
What do you think?
Man, I think
I got to give it a 7.
It's high up there. I was leaning towards 8 myself.
Yeah, 7 or 8 on the hate meter. Like, there's some things about it that were entertaining. Even the puns, they're cringy, but I enjoyed them. Like,
yeah.
It's just fun.
Yeah, that made the Arnold Schwarzenegger soundboard right there.
Yeah.
There was stuff in this I wanted to like. Overall, it's just fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
Real fucking bad.
It's painful.
Yeah, it was. I think I had to get up and walk away from this movie and come back to it. Says it all. It was literally painful to watch physically. It made me nauseous. I had to fucking get up, go outside, breathe, drink a soda, come back, and just be like, all right, bitch, we're going to dance. I'm going to finish this shit. it was a rough watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
this is fucking bad. I owe you one.
What?
I owe you something.
What was the last movie we watched? Well, it was technically
2012.
But yeah.
I owe you something bad. This was rough.
I'd watch 2012 all day compared to this shit.
Make sure to join us next time when we're going to be reviewing Aragon.
Nope. It's getting shit canned. I let my emotions get the better of me.
No, I'm going to make you watch it again. I pick Aragon.
Oh.
I choose Aragon.
Okay, you watch it again. I already know. You talk about the movie, and I'll just talk about the book. Done deal. Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of Why I Hate This Movie. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell you know, if we do anything that you enjoy. So maybe, yes. I don't care.
All four of you.
Fucking everyone out in India. Hey,
sup?
All of our big fan base.
Yeah. Hit us up on the Twitters and the tweets, all the Googles.